Hey, what's up, everyone? And welcome back to another Too Easy Tuesday with me, Matt Lastalia, the host, producer for Burn Your Boats. This is probably my favorite portion of the show to do. That's not even true. I love it all. I love doing the kick in the pants tomorrow on our Wednesdays, and that's what you get. And I love the interviews. That's where it all started, and that's where a ton of the passion comes from. This week, going into it, I did a lot of reflection today. On the previous Too Easy Tuesdays, and the That's What You Get Wednesdays. And there's a flow. If you haven't been catching on, there's a flow and there's a theme, and it's progressionary. We started off with, just because something is easy does not mean that it is insignificant. And that's kind of to set the whole premise for Too Easy Tuesdays. This is to bring out the things that are too easy for us to do, to add in those little easy things that can have profound and lasting impact in our lives. So then we went into going out and go out. I think the last episode was go on, get out there. And that the idea behind that was like, go engage with the world and build connections and build confidence, and do so in a positive way, and think about the impact that you can have not only in other people's lives by injecting that positivity, but in your own life and how that bounces back to you. And the bridges that you build, it's fantastic. It's an amazing thing. So hopefully you all have been getting out there and you've actually been trying this and you've been doing it. If so, let me know. Hit me up. Tell me how it's been going so far. And I'm happy to follow along with you in the journey and to get some feedback from how the experiences have been going. From everyone that I talked to and the people that reached back out to me, it seems fantastic. This is really resonating. This is really hitting home. And I'm super thankful because our spread here at Burn Your Boats has gone out to 5 different countries. I wish that I had them laid out in front of me right now. Everywhere from Australia, New Zealand to the UK and Germany and France. There's a list, but it's going well, and I'm super excited and super enthusiastic. All of that said, what are we doing this week? What's too easy about this Tuesday, and what are we going to try to implement in our lives going into next week? Well, we went out into the world last week, right? And so now this week, I'm going to focus on what happens. So you've gone out into the world, and you have engaged. You found that Walmart employee or that Whole Foods, wherever it is that you like to shop. No hate. Just, you do your thing. But you go out there, and you've engaged, and you gave a compliment to somebody that worked there, and you had a conversation, and you brightened somebody's day, and in turn, you brightened your day. And now you've got your groceries, and you're coming back home. What is it that you experience when you walk back in the door? And I don't even mean emotionally, like, yes, we're going to get there, but first, what is it that you actually physically have to go through when you're coming into your residence, into your home? What do you have laid out in front of you? For me, I'll just give you an example of my own personal experience. So when I come in the door, and I walk in, and the first thing that I see is this studio setup right when I walk in. So every single time that I come into my home, I see the lights, I see the cameras, I see all the cables, I see the microphones, I see the bookshelves. That's the very first thing. I have to walk by that every single time that I come in order to do anything else. So that's the first piece of visual stimulus that I'm getting when I come home every day. And as soon as I get past that, then I have a couple. This is actually a mess up. I broke two 3D puzzles that I built with my children, but I have them on my table. And so that way, if I'm sitting down at the table with the couch and the TV, if I have something on the TV and the things that are right in front of me are 3D puzzles. So that way it's another way to engage and to be a little bit more productive than just sitting down and watching a show. I'm sitting down watching a show, and I have my notebook there. I have my notepad. So I have my notepad so I can take notes for ideas that I have for the show and for life and for work. I have the 3D puzzles to entertain myself while I'm watching shows. So that is kind of my flow for me when I walk in, and that is not done accidentally. It was done after I had done some research. Actually, the initial time that I had learned about this one is I kind of got a tidbit when I was doing the resilience training for the military, and then I read this book, Motivation to Learn, which apparently was like a textbook at some college. I don't remember where. I want to say it was like Michigan or something. But it's written by Deborah J. Stipek, and it's Motivation to Learn, second edition, From Theory to Practice. And so a lot of it started out in the beginning, just kind of how to, a lot of the old historical ways that they used to try to track and study and document motivation, and then they'd talk about how it was all silly and wrong. But the one thing that came up was talking about gearing your environment in such a way that's beneficial to you, so that the stimuli that you get by the objects that are there will then impact your behavior. Because if it's around you, you're more likely to do it. If it's in your field of view, then you're more likely to do it. And then this was recently added on to by a book called Atomic Habits by, I just had it up. Atomic Habits, James Clear or something like that. Oh, I'm right. It was James Clear. Haha. So, Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. Book by James Clear. So my wife and I are reading that right now, and it is phenomenal. And I remember when they brought it up, I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious, because I learned about that, and now it's being reiterated again in other texts, which to me it goes to the credence of the power in it. And I know that it's powerful because I do it myself, and it makes a significant difference. The cool thing about the book that James Clear wrote, the Atomic Habits book, is that he goes into the reversal of it too. So the idea is so I have my guitar over here, and if on my list of things that I wanted to do and I wanted to improve at was to get better at the guitar, and that was a top priority, I would take that out from the corner here and I would move it in front of the TV, or I'd move it in the path that I have to take to get into the kitchen. And so that way, every time that I have to go from the living room into the kitchen, I have to pass by the guitar. And how easy is that, right? This is Too Easy Tuesday. We're keeping it easy. All I'm doing is taking something that I already have, and I'm making it almost more of a pain in the butt for me. Like, it's making it obvious, and it's making it easy. And so I'm just putting it out there to be in the way and to catch my attention. And then it's almost, in a way, it's also to help shame me into taking action. Because if I seem like, okay, like I can do 15 minutes, right? You can do 15 minutes of anything. So if I can do 15 minutes on here, then I'll watch the Netflix show. Then I'll cook dinner, or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to do 15 minutes on the guitar. I'm going to play this one chord, or I'm going to play these 3 chords. I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to work the progression, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's just reading. Maybe you want to read for 15 minutes, but then put the books on the floor in the way. Put them on the table. Put them, I think in the book it says put them on, like when you make your bed in the morning, put them on your pillow. So that way when you go to lay down, like you have to physically move the books out of the way in order for you to get into bed. And so in so doing, like you have to physically put your hands on the books anyway, so just open it up and read for 15 minutes, and that's it. And that's a way to start bringing in those good and positive habits. And that's too easy. But the negative side, not the downside, but like the negative part of this rule or law would be to remove the things that stand in the way of you doing it, like the TV. So one easy way to do it is to hide a remote. Another easy way to do it is to unplug the TV. And if you want to be an extreme maniac, then you can take the TV, and they talk about this in Atomic Habits, and I loved it. I died laughing when I heard it. Is take the TV and remove it from that room, and that way when you come in, like you don't even have the ability to be distracted by this thing. You have to take conscious effort to go out of your way, go into the room that you put it into the closet that it's in, pull it out, drag it back down, and plug it in. So you have to overcome all of the self-shaming that you're doing on the way to get the TV and to bring it back out. And you can do that with everything. It doesn't have to be the TV. It could be maybe the TV isn't as much of a distraction as your Xbox is or as your computer is. And so do the same thing. Like just with a computer, if it's a desktop, you just take the power cord. Take the power cord out. If it's, I'm in my head, like I haven't had a desktop in forever. Back when I did, the cords, you could remove them from the tower. I don't know if that's the case with the new ones. So I think you can. So remove the cord and take that and put that in a drawer somewhere in a different room, on a different floor, if that's a possibility. And just create obstacles to those things that are in the way of you living and leading your better life. It's as simple as that. And that doing those, that's one little thing that you can do. So, and you don't have to pick 7 different things to do that with. Do it with one this week. Pick one thing and make it obvious, make it easy for you in your life on a daily basis where it is in your way. It is in your, at least at a bare minimum, make it in your field of view and somewhere that you're going to see every time that you come downstairs or get ready in the morning. Every time that, if you have a habit that you really enjoy doing right now, attach it to that. So if you know that you're going to make coffee in the morning, grab that book and put the book next to the coffee maker. And so that way, even take the pot out and put it on top of the book. Whatever the case may be, do something, put the book on top of the coffee maker. So in order to get water in there in the morning, you got to take the book off. So that way in the process, when the coffee is brewing, then you grab the book and you read it. And maybe you just read it until the coffee is done brewing, or you read it, the coffee gets done brewing, you grab the coffee, you pour it, and then you can drink it, and you continue to read while you're drinking. Or you do that with your notebook because you want to do a goal journal, and you want to do goal setting, and your goal setting time is going to be while you drink your coffee in the morning. Tandem it with one of those things. And so those are 2 great books that really dive into this principle, is The Motivation to Learn, which is it's a hard read. So if you're really motivated to learn, then you probably don't even need this book. But you would need to be that, like, a certain level of motivated if you're not already a reader to dive into this. But if you're a reader and you want to continue to expand in other areas, by all means, pick up this book. I got it online. I don't remember where. But the other one, which is a super... We're on the last chapter right now. We're on chapter 20, and then there's like a conclusion and everything. But the Atomic Habits book, that is for everybody. Like, anybody can pick that book up and read it, and it's so easy, and it's the way it's structured is phenomenal, and it's a phenomenal book, and I really think that it will provide value to anybody that chooses to read it. So that's definitely the recommendation that I can make for you on top of the actions that I'm telling you to take for this week from Too Easy Tuesday. Also, I got the cups. I got the merchandise today from my buddy, and I'm so excited, and I'm so bummed because he brought them to me and they were on my desk at work, and then I had them and I was going to bring them home so I could show them to you all now. But I can't because I left them at work. So I'm going to bring them, and they will be ready, and I will show you the beautiful completed product of the, what do we say? It was the beer or beverage of choice glass, or the Hard Rock small kind of like whiskey glasses, or other beverage of choice. There's 2 of each, so I'm going to be doing 4 giveaways, 1 glass each, and you just need to share the show or tag 3 people in one of the episodes, and just make sure that that if you're sharing it, just make sure that you tag me in it, so that way I can be aware, so I know that I can actually enter you into the drawing. So until tomorrow, I love you guys. Thank you so much for continuing to come back, and I cannot wait to hear how the Too Easy Tuesdays have been impacting your lives and how this one is going to go for you this week. And hopefully you're continuing to stack these up on top of each other, and you're going to start seeing those small beneficial changes in your life add up and start to stack and compound on themselves and on each other. And you're going to start to see a significant difference in your life, moving in a direction towards you living the life that you really want and the one that you deserve. I love you guys.